It's on! Race war! Race war! Race war! Race war's on, everybody! It's going down! It is going down!
Essentially, this anti-white hatred that's been systemically, ingrained in U.S. society is with white unity. We don't see white unity on.
But hang on. Okay, but hang on. Sorry, just to be clear, this has got nothing to do with anything you've just said. This is a disgusting racist woman who repeatedly spews the N-word, first at a young child and then at the person taking the video of her. I mean, would you use the N-word out of interest?
Yes.
You would?
Mm-hmm. I do, quite frequently.
You use the M-word quite frequently. Well, why? Other than the fact you're a despicable racist.
Myron's just
Are you?
Some would say I am. I guess according to the ADL, I'm a white supremacist. I'm a neo-Nazi.
Yeah, well, if you use the M-word repeatedly, you are a racist, then, are you? Are you?
Sure, I'll embrace that. If that means forwarding, helping white people achieve freedom of speech, real freedom of speech, which, by the way, Shiloh Hendricks is being attacked on all fronts.
Sorry, but just to be clear, you just said to me you use the N-word regularly.
I like the answer. I like that she doubled down. Fuck it, call me a racist, because it was black people that are making white people this racism that you guys are claiming. It's the black people that continuously, when you say the N-word, want to beat you up. It's black people that will, their fragile egos of a word is going to allow them in their minds, because again, I've done this debate with other black people, that they are allowed to do physical harm to another white person if they're using the N-word. Then that's totally okay with the blacks, right? In general, not all blacks, but in general. That's fucking insanity. That's the conversation that nobody is having. That Piers should say, should black people be allowed to physically harm white people or any race that use the N-word? And if so, why? And if not, then stop fucking being a crybaby about it.
In what context? Do you use it with black people?
Yes, if
damn, 700K already. Right on. Fuck it. I'm not going to donate to this fucking crack whore looking chick, but I think we've made the message. I think we should start donating to the Metcalf family. All right. We sent the message there. Leave it at that. She doesn't need $1 million. For what? She doesn't need a fucking $1 million. She's going to be a superstar. The right's going to make this bitch a superstar. All right. She's going to be perfectly fine. But the Metcalf family that raised 250K, how are we not donating 700K to those guys to send the message? That's the message that we should be sending, is to the Metcalf family, not to this fucking crack whore looking chick that said we shouldn't be fucking glorifying that. We should go back to the Metcalf situation. Whiteys should have donated to the Metcalf family, but you didn't do it. You didn't fucking do it. And now it took a fucking, some crack looking chick that's white with tattoos on her fucking hands, probably a single mom, I don't fucking know, to get this type of reaction from you guys.
Thanks. Do you use it with black people?
Yes, if it's appropriate.
When would it be appropriate?
Right now.
Anytime I feel like it.
So you're an unashamed racist.
Correct.
Well, do you understand that makes you a despicable human being?
I guess so. I don't really care. I mean, why are we not talking about shot?
Yeah, and why are we not talking about the black people that attack other racists for saying a word, a little word that hurts their feelings? You use this little fucking N-word. And by the way, it's not even about the word. That, from what I've noticed, you can replace the N-word with other things, and they're still going to act like savages and attack you. This is a conversation that nobody's talking about, and it should be. We should shoot towards that conversation more so than white people saying the N-word and you're despicable and you're evil, when we have black people attacking time and time again for a word because they feel like they're oppressed. No conversation on that, really.
Silo Hendricks. Why are we talking about?
Well, actually, I think you've moved it on in this debate very quickly to your own racism, which explains why you've supported her in public and why you've got all these views. You see no problem with a woman shrieking the N-word repeatedly because you yourself are a despicable racist, and you've just proudly admitted that with a smug grin on your face, which is pretty horrifying, actually,
shame
for most
on
people
you.
to have to
shame,
watch.
Shame.
And shame on you. You're entitled to do it, and I'm entitled to call you despicable.
Well, shame on white people for allowing themselves to be systematically discriminated against in the United States. This is our country. This is a country that should be.
What do you mean your country?
Because I'm white and my
What, there are no black people in American history? Is that what you're saying? That they've all just landed in America, invading your white country? Is that your position?
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, they were brought here technically.
My God, do you understand how dumb you sound?
This is stupid.
That's not done.
This is stupid and
That's true. They were brought here. Here's a question that you should ask black people when you're in this conversation. If you could push a button, black people, to where white people will never have took you as slaves, even though you're being sold by your own people, never would you come to the United States. Your ancestors would have never have came to the United States because white people say, yeah, those black people, they're people. We're not gonna have slavery here in the United States. Would you push that button? Some of them might say, yeah, I would, because black people are oppressed and the white man's the devil, right? We would have avoided it all the way through. Cool. Then you wouldn't be in this fucking country in the first place. Your ancestors ain't here. You wouldn't be here right now on the internet with your nice little computer or your nice little phone talking to me right now. You'd be in Africa. Or you'd probably not even be born. Who fucking knows? Like I said, you ask them that. And even if they say, no, I wouldn't. Well, then why? Of course, they know the truth that if it wasn't for the white man taking blacks into this country in the first place, we wouldn't have black people here to begin with. So you either push the button and the white man never oppressed you. America's not oppressing you now. You could stay in Africa, in that shithole country, and be happy. Fly, run around the fields, whatever the fuck you want. But that's a question that of course, is going to, either way, however you depict it, is going to look bad on their case. But yeah, of course, white people did bring them in.
Here, technically.
My God, do you understand how dumb you sound?
That doesn't sound
stupid.
dumb. That's
this
true.
is stupid
It's
and
true.
racist, and at some point we have to ask ourselves, do we want to reward this kind of disgusting behavior by platforming it?
I don't disagree, Mark. Listen, I didn't know she was going to say that. I don't disagree with you.
No. Yeah. I'm with you. I don't think you knew ahead of time. I'm saying at this moment, someone who's saying technically black people brought up. No, technically,
Yeah, they were.
Africans were stolen, enslaved, and they built this country. And
Would you push the button so that they weren't stolen? I guarantee it. He doesn't. And if that's the case, go back to Africa then. Go back to Africa. I guarantee it. 99% of black people will not go back to Africa. They won't. They'd rather be here in the United States and bitch at white people. The Spaniards did most of the slave trades, not white people. Yeah, that is also true. Actually, the Spaniards, the conquistadors, came to Mexico. You know what they did to the Mayans? They raped them, took them out, and populated Mexico. If it wasn't for the Spaniards coming over here and deleting the Mayans, I wouldn't be here today. I wouldn't push that button. I would say, good. I'm glad the Spaniards came over here and deleted the Mayans who would do human sacrifice. I'm glad. Not only does that help and put more European values into Mexico, but also I was born. And I'm glad white people won Texas from Mexico, because then I would be an actual fucking Mexican living in Mexico today if the white man didn't win that war to win over Texas. So thank God, thank the Lord in heaven for that. And I'm glad for that too. Thank you, white people. Very simple. It's very simple. I wouldn't be in front of a fucking computer right now talking to you guys.
Let me bring in Myron Gaines, because you've been smirking
Jeremy.
and laughing. What's funny about any of this?
Well, I mean, I find it interesting that you guys want to virtue signal and, wag the finger and say she's a racist and everything else like this.
No,
but
she
I find
admits she's a racist.
Let me
I'm not
finish my
wagging a
point.
finger at anybody.
He's
I don't need to
self-identified as a racist.
But
You said I
Myron,
am a
with
racist.
respect, Myron,
Bro, this is the first time Myron fucking talks and he's already getting interrupted by Piers. Of course.
Let me
I'm not
finish my
wagging a
point.
finger at anybody.
He's
I don't need to
self-identified as a
wag.
racist.
But
You said I
Myron,
am a
with
racist.
respect, Myron, I don't need to
Hey, guys.
wag a finger when somebody says, "Yeah, I'm racist. I use the N word against black people. I don't care." That's a racist. I'm
everyone
not
is
wagging
a-
any finger. I'm not accusing anybody. She is admitting it proudly. Even
Here's the
you
thing.
can't defend that, surely.
Everybody is racist to some degree. The reality is, it depends on. A lot of people want to be politically correct. A lot of people want to sit there and say, "I'm not racist at all." We all have
outta
biases.
here.
We all have stereotypes. We all
Yes.
make jokes. We all.
If you want to put the umbrella of racism under all of that, like even in-group preference, like I was mentioning earlier in this fucking podcast, blacks have the highest of in-group preferences, that they'd rather be around other black people and not around white people. Sounds like racism to me. But yet they claim that the black man cannot be racist because we're systematically oppressed and all this fucking bullshit they want to bring up. Crazy. And that's that's my point here, is that the black people, they killed the N-word. All right? Is dead. Fuck that. Say it proud, say it loud, especially if you're on X. Can't say it so much here on YouTube. But nevertheless, let's just fucking roll with it, dude. I mean, fuck these people's feelings. Take back, they want to take back the word, use it in their fucking music. Let's take back the word as well. You use the N-word, then, for you can say the N-word, but you're not freedom of consequences. Great. Neither are you. They attack you, fucking. They're the one that start that.